Hello, everybody. Welcome to the part 2 of the session 0, chapter 0.2. We're essentially going through the stories of the player cast before they end up in the Empire. Right now, we are going to go into your story. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Zook. I am playing Amana Zakari, who is a half-orc ranger gunslinger. So not like a typical D&D ranger, like ranger as the Pacific class in Yak's campaign.
Yes. Ranger, like in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Are you ready to get started?
I'm ready as you.
Okay. Hello, Amana? Are you there? It's your father. I'm busy at work at the moment, but I need you to check on your brother for me. Your mother tells me that he has been arriving home late, and I fear that he may be with the wrong crowd. I raised and trained you two better than this. Both of you were born with my cunning. Unfortunately, that boy was not born with your mother's brains. I know he usually likes to go out in the southernmost part of town, near the large Marul tree. I took both of you when you were little. Go make sure he doesn't do something stupid. Now you may click on the link.
Okay.
Where you guys are is commonly known as the Okoresh Nations, or the Marsh Nations, since most of it is in the marsh in the continent of Okoresh. But the Marsh Nations were once an independent assortment of city-states and tribes spanning from the northern bogs to the savannas at the tip of the southern horn. They were the last sovereign entity to be absorbed into the empire, and the last to be fully assimilated, still keeping a fraction of their once vast culture deemed appropriate by the empire's ever-changing edicts and decrees. So, Amana, you are tasked to finding your brother. You go over to the destination that your father told you about, and on the edge of the city of Mota is a small village called Tikiba, a small farming town that was now primarily desolate. Trash now littering the streets, roads leading to a small patch of grassland, natural savanna border leading to the deserts of the arid fracture. Your childhood memories are filled with your brother and yourself playing amongst the trees and rolling around in the hills, kicking a ball with the other neighborhood kids. Now all the tall Marul trees are now nothing but cut stumps, except for the large tree on the hill, a lasting testament to the memories that were made here. You can hear music coming atop the hill, something that appears to be static and grainy, as if it was coming from a radio. Peering up on the crest of the hill, you can see teenagers, young rapscallions, are bearing the Hyeni pack symbol, dancing and drinking cases of ale and wine that were recently stolen. They haven't noticed you yet, as they started to chant the one standing in the center. Drink, 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 could be heard from the gang members as your eyes drift to the center. Seeing your brother, Demarco, in the center, as another Hyeni pack member pours a beer down his open mouth. Staggering as he tries to stand up straight, the gang cheering in jubilation as he managed to finish the whole bottle in one gulp. You can smell the stench of alcohol emanating from everyone, as the sight of a bounty hunter immediately kills the mood of the party.
Okay. It's my turn? Okay.
Yes, your brother is in the center of essentially a bunch of vagabonds and rapscallions getting drunk.
Alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna just casually walk up to my brother and it's like, don't let me interrupt your fun.
Demarco sort of stumbles drunkenly around to give the pack member high fives, not noticing his sister is right behind him. Just immediately turning around is like, "Oh, hey, sister!" says with a slurred speech.
You're not doing anything dumb, are you, little shrimp?
Just immediately gives you a hug. Is like, "I love you so much. You're the best sister ever. You know that?"
Oh, I'm painfully aware.
He says with slight hiccup between spaces. Gives you a big hug as he stumbles through his compliment.
So, I was told here to pick you up to make sure you're not doing anything stupid. You're not doing anything dumb, are you, little shrimp?
Now, I may preface this. Demarco is definitely not old enough to drink yet. This would classify as him doing something very stupid.
Well, I'm not always stupid. I'm just trying to see what his answers are going to be.
It's like, no, I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm making friends. And just like points over to the Hyeni pack that are all like slowly just starting to back away. Just like, we're not dealing with this.
Well, yeah, they seem real loyal friends.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're pretty good. You also notice that he's wearing a jacket that he usually doesn't wear.
Does it have a specific symbol on it?
Yes, it does. All of them are wearing exactly the same jacket. It's the jacket with the hyena symbol, these particular symbols on their back.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of like to recognize that they are gang members. Apparently, your brother has been fraternizing with the local gang.
Bro, it's painfully aware that not only you underage in a gang, it seems that you are joining a gang that, quite frankly, I think you're in over your head right now.
What? No, I already, we're already friends. We're dancing, see?
How far away are the gang members from me?
They're keeping their distance. They usually pick fights with, like, store members, maybe, like, the occasional mailbox or so. They're not prepared to deal with a full-blown bounty hunter. That is just way above their pay grade, as it were.
I'm just like, all right, I'm kind of done with negotiating. I'm gonna just take my brother and yeet him over my shoulders.
So you immediately grab him and it's like, wait, no, wait. He's flailing as he demands to be heard, just like trying to escape out of your grasp. He's like, it's my friends, they wanted a party, they said I was part of the group now. No, look, see? I made them matching jackets! As he's just like pointing to his jacket. You know that Demarco has like a bit of a creative streak to him, so he's really good at like making things. He apparently made and embroidered all the jackets for the entire Hyena pack.
Well, I'm sure Mother's gonna love hearing how you're decorating for a bunch of gang members now.
Please, be cool. I don't want them to think I'm lame.
I look immediately to one of the other Hyena pack like, oh, do they also want to be the drag their ass pack? I got plenty of room on my shoulders for them.
She's just putting her hands up. Is like, no, go ahead.
All right then, problem solved.
That sort of like leaves the question of why exactly he was hanging out with them to begin with.
Yeah. All right, bro. You have some explaining to do.
It's wait, no, right, that. He says with a little bit of a devilish grin that you know all too well. I was hanging out with him because I have a plan that can get us all rich.
Oh, really?
He says his arms in the air in excitement for his next get-rich-quick scheme. He's like, all I just needed was a few friends to help me out. Says as he's like sort of goes to the pack members. All of them just like, they still have like their hands up. And they're just sort of like nodding hesitantly. He's like, yeah, that's why we're here, yeah.
And what kind of plan is this?
Yeah, so I had a plan to take supplies from the Empyrean warehouse stocks. But we can't just go in and get it. The warehouses are too fortified. So we take the supplies while they're on the move. They use a train to shuttle supplies from the Empire to the battalion stations. We just have to get on, throw the supplies off the train, then the Hyena pack will go get it. No mess, no killing, and the Lord Colonel Dorkic won't be any the wiser. Come on, sis, please, I need your help. He sort of just like holds your waists and begs with pleading eyes, knowing full well that it would get her big sister to help with his plan.
Really? The pleading eyes? You're so... Oh, what are you, 12?
This plan, while bold, does seem quite doable, and it would help your tribe.
I'm assuming you're doing this for a good cause, Rimp?
Yep. When he says getting us all rich, he means the entire village. Hyena pack included.
Alright, well, what's my role in this plan of yours?
He immediately hugs you again and is like, you're the best sister ever.
Don't push it.
Will we be going tomorrow? Or tomorrow morning? I'll tell you the plan then.
I hope this goes off without a hitch, unlike your other plans.
What? Going off without... When was the last time my plan wasn't flawless?
Remember that time you waited in a crate for 5 hours, thinking people were going to pick you up?
Okay, name another one.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, the Hyena pack are just sort of looking at each other. It's like, I don't know if this is such a good idea. Don't worry, you guys, you haven't missed the fun yet.
This is where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins. You guys are now in the morning. A recovering Demarco brings his sister to a hilly region in the south, where he started to relay the details to Amana. It would be a while until their target approach. So Demarco is recovering from a hangover. It's like, okay, so here we are. Here's the train that's going to be going after. The train is called a Draga, the Iron Dragon. It's a war train that's used for freight supplies from the Empyrean Navy to the Sun Battalion barracks.
Hold on, out of context.
Yeah.
How common are trains in this world?
Pretty common. Trains are really good for bringing cargo, and usually it's considered a luxury to go on a passenger train. For most of travel overseas, airships are now the most common thing.
Right.
It used to be by boat.
All right. So I'm going to look at my brother. I was like, really? A train heist? Isn't that a bit cliche at this point?
Oh, come on. It's a classic. Plus, this is the best time to get the supplies, because the Draga is running on a skeleton crew. So not many people will be on the trains, and the train's guns won't be operational.
All right, what's my role in all this?
So, at the right time, we jump on the train, land in the cargo areas, sneak around and subdue the guards, and you'll be needing these. He gives you some dummy rounds that you can put in your guns. So, essentially, you have unlimited ammo with the dummy rounds for this session. They will be dealing non-lethal damage to soldiers.
So, like rubber bullets?
Yeah, they're pretty much like rubber bullets. You can use that, or you can just like take them out by, rifle butting them or punching them in the face. Whichever works.
Choke them out.
Yep. So, while you're taking them out, I will secure the supply crates off of the train using the supply hooks over here. As you can see, it's a metal post with hooks for soldiers to attach ropes and safely toss cargo off the trains for soldiers on the side of the tracks or for, particular emergencies. This way, the Hyena Pack can grab the supplies without the Empire goons intervening.
A question, how many Hyena Pack members are with us?
They're not going to be with you. They're going to be essentially following you guys and picking up the supplies.
Okay.
That's their role in all this. It's just going to be you two, and you guys are going to be taking the cargo, throwing it off the train, and then after that, you find the train commander and the lead engineer and persuade them to stop the train at the abandoned station. We then make our getaway, and no one will be any the wiser.
Fair enough. How long is this train if we're trying to get to the conductor?
Shouldn't be too long. Again, they're just shuttling a lot of supplies around. Plus, it's just like a few things for the army. It's really just small potatoes for them, especially for the Lord Colonel. For everybody in the audience, and for you, the Sun Battalion is run by Lord Colonel Folomar Edward Doric, who is an elf from the Empire and is essentially... How's the best way to describe this? He's essentially the self-described king of the marsh. While he doesn't really have that much power over domestic affairs in the marsh tribes, he can override any sort of, or veto anything that the marsh is planning to do, as long as it pertains to anything military matters or the security of the empire in quotation marks. Anything that falls under that umbrella, he can simply overrun and just run shop.
So the real modest type.
Yeah. Exactly. As soon as Demarco finishes his plan, a small yellow flare shoots up from over the mountaintop, a signal that the train is arriving on time. "Here it comes," Demarco says as he scrambles to get a jury-rigged Dracoon launcher ready. See the smoke over the horizon, then the Iron Dragon looming over the sandy hills. Waves of sand crashing beside it as the train roars along the tracks.
Question, do we have masks?
Yes, you can put on a mask if you so wish.
Yeah, I'm putting a classic train robbery mask.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bandana, just tied over my mouth.
Oh, fuck yes. Let's go. Just wrapping a scarf around. Oh, it's a train heist, baby. Smoke over the horizon. As it approaches, you can see that the cannons are folded onto its spine, secured by rope. Demarco is right. The train was undermanned, the perfect time to strike. The javelin has a rope attached to it. He plans to fire across the track so you two can zipline down quickly. "Ready, sis?" he says as he squeezes the trigger.
All right, let's do this thing.
A rod of steel with a rope buries itself into the soil, securing a line between you and the train. The engine passes you as he braces the jump. "Let's go!" shouts as his metal rungu catches on the wire. You follow him, hurtling down onto the cargo platform below. I'm going to need to ask you to roll a dexterity save.
All right. Oh, good first roll. I got a 22.
22? All right, perfect. Your feet extend as you plant yourself onto an unsuspecting Empire grunt, knocking the air out of him.
Did I hit this guy?
You hit this guy, just wiping him out.
First one down.
Lucky you.
I looked to my brother. You do realize I'm going to keep count of how many guards we both take down.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if they're all out. You land over, knocking the air out of him. Looking down, he doesn't seem to get back up, silently knocking him out. Demarco is going to just immediately scoot right over here and is like, okay, take them out. Quietly. Demarco says, going around the corner, finding a rope secured on the train to secure the supplies. The plan is in motion. All you have to do is dispatch the guards. Quietly or guns blazing. Choice is yours.
Well, I will try to be quiet, so I'm going to stealth behind this bozo over here.
Okay. He's looking away, not seeming to notice you at all. It's your turn. Go ahead.
All right, that's a 15.
Yeah, that passes his perception. They don't know that you're here yet. Also, in case you haven't noticed, this war train is actually very big. So much so that it actually is taking up 2 of the tracks.
Cool.
It's pretty freaking nice.
Modern technology at its finest.
Yeah, it is technically modern technology. So, you move up. Gonna reveal the area for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the butt of like my bell rod and just smash him against the head.
Okay, go for it. Roll strength.
All right. Okay. That is a 13.
13? Yep, you just pop. Just hit off. He makes an and then just falls over.
And then I'm gonna take his body and kind of like shove it in the corner, like right here.
Oh, Hitman style? Okay, I see how it is. All right.
Yeah, what do you think I'm taking its inspiration from?
Yep. You're just gonna immediately like put yourself in guard's clothes. There's the last one over there, but meanwhile, Demarco is just going to worm his way up. Demarco sends out a line onto the cargo hooks, whisking the precious supplies away out of the hands of the Empire and soon into the hands of the tribe. He's just taking that, throwing it off, and now there's just this bozo that you have to deal with.
All right, so what's the movement for each one of these squares?
It's 5 feet.
All right. Oh, good. That's just enough for me. All right, so I'm going to sneak up to him again.
Mm-hmm. Make sure to roll for stealth again.
Oof. Oh dear. That's a 9.
9? Okay. This guy hears something throughout the rumbling of the train, so now he's on edge.
Is there any like sort of like crates near him?
There's a couple of boxes right over here, and
Am
a
I
stack
able-
of crates right there.
Can I use my new magic on those crates?
Oh, to subtly
Knock
maneuver
them out.
them?
Yeah, knock them out.
Okay. I will say that you have to go over and touch him to do that.
Okay, that's fair. So I'm going to roll
but
just
gonna
myself.
Move him over here, because now he was looking at where you once were. Or now he is going over. Actually, while you're moving, I'm going to roll against... Alright, neat. First natural 20 of the session. Very nice.
Getting caught, it's my favorite thing.
He just goes up to you. Now he is fully alerted as he's just looks at you and is like, hey, what the...
You know what? The magic thing, I'm just taking my hands, I'm gonna choke him out with my arm.
Okay, roll strength.
Alright. Oh, fuck. Oh dear, that's a 6.
That's not gonna cut it. You essentially just go over and grab him, and he's just essentially grabbing you. He's a little bit too focused to not get choked out to scream for help. On Demarco's turn, he's just going to move right over here, and then you just hear like a little bit of struggling. It's like, and then you hear a metal doom. As he like slumps over, you just see a dent in his helmet where that's like a perfect rungu ball size.
There's some birds flying over his head.
Yeah, tweet, 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 tweet. Just little pumpoolies just making circles. He is out, and it's like, this one's mine, 2-1.
Better catch up.
Yeah, well, my job was supposed to be taking them out quietly, sister.
Hey, you can't blame a gal for not being subtle.
Yeah, subtle. No wonder you're single.
What was that?
Nothing? Okay. He's going to jump over and then take more of the supplies and then casting them out. Would you like to jump over to the next part?
I shall.
Okay. So moving on, there are 2 guards with a radio, talking to someone. Probably the radio station operator at the last stop. Once they see the cargo seemingly disappear, they start to go on alert. Take care of these clowns. Secure the rest of the cargo. I got the radio.
He got it.
Technically going to be these guys' turn, so this one is going to start moving out and searching over here. Guy is going to be over here. This guy is going to be moving back to cover. And so Demarco is just going to start worming his way over. Now, Amana, the floor is yours. What would you like to do?
So I'm going to move forward right here against this cover.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is this right here?
Those are just like stacks of like boxes. Probably either like clothing, food rations, something or other.
Okay, so not that heavy.
No, not heavy at all.
All right, gotcha. I want to go right here, take both the guards, and kind of bunk their heads together.
Roll for stealth first.
All right.
I shall be
stealth?
Yes, I shall be rolling for both the guards. Yeah, no, they don't notice you.
All right.
Well, they don't notice you until it's too late.
Time to smash some heads.
All right, roll for strength.
That's a nat 20.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, crap.
So you immediately, like, grab both of these guys, so they're just like, huh? And then just, doo! You clash their heads together, which, like, cracks the glass in their masks.
Ooh.
As they sort of just, like, fall over.
I just looked at my brother. Double combo.
Fair. Going over to the radio. The guard is going to actually try to see and notice. He does not. I'm getting a lot of low rolls today.
He doesn't get paid enough for this.
No. As he just sort of like inches. I gotta point the chevron to where they're pointing. Taking a closer look at them, you notice that these guards have gas masks on.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Isn't
is...
that common with these type of guards?
No, actually it's not. It's... Usually when you see soldiers going around tribe, they're usually wearing, you know, the helmet and the rest of like the battalion's attire. But the gas masks are definitely new.
Is my brother in whistling distance?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Unless you want this guy to hear you.
No, I gotta take care of him. I'm gonna remove myself slightly, and I'm going to shoot this guy with the non-lethal round my brother gave me.
Roll to hit.
Right? It's a 15.
That hits. You just shoot him right in the sternum as he just goes, and then just falls over. You can hear like a little bit of groaning. It's like, oh.
Oh, quit being a baby.
These dummy rounds definitely pack a punch, though.
Wow, these don't have bad trim.
While you're essentially packing up the supplies and throwing them over to the cargo hooks, Demarco, the half-orc, is up to the front, picking up the receiver. You can just hear the shh. Sun Battalion Station here. What's the update? Voice from the speaker sparks to life. Demarco fumbling around with the cord before grabbing the metal receiver. Why isn't your audio device working? The device sputtered again, giving a high-pitched whine when he started to talk into it. Fine. We're all fine here. We had a small technical malfunction. All good. How are you? Demarco responded with a light stutter, leaning back in and smiling when he thinks he flawlessly convinced the radio operator, which he responds like, is that a kid? Who is this? How old are you? He responds with a mixture of a bewildered and irritated tone in his voice. You immediately see, like, Demarco snap. He does not like being called a young shrimp, especially from a stranger. So he immediately like picks up the receiver and is like, old enough to know your mother! Demarco quips back, his impulsive, immature nature getting the better of him. And when I get back, maybe I'll give her another visit and make you call me Papa.
Oh my god.
Radio operator is like, who the fuck? Who is this? I should kick your foot! The man shouts through the speaker, interrupted by Demarco's scrap metal rungu. Now clarity of what his childishness brought to him. Yeah, he just essentially just freaking smashes the radio.
I looked at him and was like, well, your Christmas skills seem to be going up the last time I met you.
And, yeah, so much for the element of surprise. Sort of looks around sheepishly. It's like, we need to stop this train now.
You should probably talk to the conductor. I'm sure he's very reasonable.
Well, there isn't a conductor on these sort of trains. They're train commanders.
That just sounds like a conductor with extra steps.
Yeah, it really is. So you guys jump onto here. The train continues down in a steep turn, the sandy wasteland turning into the familiar plains and swampland. They were getting close to home, to the final destination, which was the Sun Battalion Station. They are running out of time. Boots clanging on the metal floor as they reach the last platform car before the engine. As you just like sort of drop by, you can hear the faint stops from the other side as a man in heavy plates stares down both you and Demarco. His hand grabs the hilt of a wired mace. striking it on the ground as electric sparks fly on the steel ball. His eyes narrowing. He's not gonna back down. So, roll for initiative, please.
Nice.
This is the final boss. We should definitely have some fucking Yakuza music going on here.
Amana sees him do like a cool mace trick. That's rad.
Whoa, holy shit.
I got a 4.
Nice. Demarco goes first. He's going to immediately run over and hit him with the Rungu. It doesn't do anything.
What's the Rungu again?
It's essentially like, Rungu is sort of like a wooden club, except his is made out of scrap metal. Now he is staring at Demarco, and his Rungu doesn't even make a dent. He's just wearing full heavy plate. Alright, Amana, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my own bullets to fight this guy, so I'm going to be taking out both my bell rods, and I'm hoping, can I do dual wielding at this point?
Yes, you can.
First one, that'll be 12.
12? Okay, you actually miss on that one.
Alright, here goes another one. Not better. 17.
17? Alright, so you hit, you just hear a ping as the bullets just like sort of bounce off his metal plate.
You want to fight that scrump, or do you want to take on some of your own size?
If you want to roll for intimidation, go for it.
I do.
Okay.
And that's a 5.
He's gonna see through that little bluff. So now it is his turn, and he is going to take his mace and he's not even gonna like fully hit Demarco. He's just gonna prod him with it. Just like pokes him, and Demarco becomes electrified. He goes,
You did not just shock my little brother.
he did just shock little brother. And he will be stunned until the start of his next turn, which is now his next turn. So it's just gonna back off, considering the fact that he can't really do anything against this guy. Mana, it's your turn.
Alright, so I have a dumb plan. I want to go straight up to him and touch his metal strip rod.
What are you planning on doing?
Well, so what I want to do is I want to once I touch it, I want to use my paralysis ability on it, and I want to basically magnetize the electric rod to his metal.
Are you gonna touch his plate, or are you gonna touch the thing?
I'm gonna touch his blade, yeah.
Yeah, that's a smarter idea.
Yeah, probably.
You immediately sort of touch his plate, and it starts to sort of become magnetically charged. The ball point of the mace just immediately slaps onto the heavy grunt's chest, and electricity starts to spark. However, he's still standing.
What? Isn't he covered in metal?
Yeah, he is covered in metal. And guess what? Electricity goes around. It's essentially a container.
God damn it! I didn't think Yek would actually
Use physics.
God damn
Which
it.
is why being in a car in a thunderstorm is the best place to be. Because the electricity will go around the metal.
Well, at least we learned something today.
Yeah, we did learn something today. This guy is just immediately going to look at you, look at his gauntlet that's just sparking, and he just sort of shrugs and then just grabs your shoulder. That's going to be his strength check. What's your AC?
It is 17.
17. That's actually a success. He just immediately grabs you, and now you start getting shocked for 8 damage.
Fuck.
You are temporarily stunned until the start of your next turn. So anything you were channeling, you can't use now.
Okay.
Wait, does your new magic ability use channeling?
No, I don't think
No?
so.
Okay. Good to know. So it's still attached to him.
I might have just made this harder for me.
Yeah. Live, laugh, learn. Well, you're now electrified. Marco's no longer electrified. Starts looking around and it's just what did you do?
I didn't think I thought he'd be shocked to death.
Just sort of going around trying to look for something. Amana, roll me a perception skill check.
Okay.
On your turn, you can choose to forego the magnetization.
Okay, that'll be 11.
11? Yep, that passes. So, while you're being electrocuted, in the corner of your eye, you see coils of rope near where Demarco was tossing supplies. Cargo hook flies by, followed by another, giving you the idea to tether the heavy grunt to the pole using the rope.
Okay, I'm going to yell to Demarco, bro, I got an idea. Toss me that hook.
He sort of looks at you as he sort of looks over to like the hooks flying by. So you choose to forgo the polarity. So the mace just sort of like falls down to the ground. Demarco just sort of tosses you over the rope. He doesn't see what's going on. The heavy grunt has his hand near the mace, and it just starts to like fly into the air, and then he just snatches it. And now he's going to try and swing at you, Amana, and misses.
Oh, come on, they don't teach you how to swing back in your preppy academy?
Ooh, burn. You know what? He's going to take, because of that burn, 1 emotional damage. Huh. Emotional damage!
You're gonna cry.
You're gonna cry? Demarco is going to go over there and toss his side of the rope, and it's like a very, very long like piece of rope. It's like 50 feet, uncut. So, Amana, it is now your turn.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going
So you can essentially try and feign an attack. So like trick him into thinking that you're attacking him, but instead just attach the rope.
That works.
You can either use a deception check, sleight of hand, or strength.
I'm gonna use strength.
Okay. All right, roll.
You kidding me? Kidding me? 4.
Yeah, that's not enough. Goes over. Luckily, you have a little bit of time. You have like a couple of turns before your rope is fully out. So he is actually going to move over. This is going to provoke opportunity attack if you want to try again.
I do.
All right, go for it.
Much better. 16.
All right. So you go right behind him. You grab. You sort of like push him down and then like attach the rope to his leg. Yeah, so the rope attaches to the hook as it starts wildly slinking off the train car. The heavy grunt looks down at his leg, the other end tightly coiled around his leg. He immediately drops his mace and scrambles to try and remove the rope from his leg, but his gauntlets restricting his finger movements. Gauntlets are essentially, he doesn't have fine motor skills, and so his wild scramblings are in vain. A moment later, he is yanked off the train, rolling in mud as he quickly obscures from Demarco's and Amana's vision.
Amana just looks at him, Rod's like, God damn it, I didn't have enough to give a quip.
Get off my train. Something.
Get off my train.
Get off my train. Demarco immediately goes up and yells at you. He's like, get to the engine room. Get them to stop the train.
On it.
Demarco shouts to you as he begins to get the last bit of supplies off. The entrance of the engine room just ahead. You move in. As you can see, it is a very big war train.
Big. Very big.
It's very big. Inside the room, you see one person alone, half elf, in engineer attire, works the levers and cranks the knobs, looking behind him, noticing you and the weapons, starts to put 2 and 2 together, and immediately rises and holds his hands up.
I kind of looked at him confused, like, is there like older guy conducting this train?
No, it's just me.
Wow. Really?
Don't shoot. I'll do whatever you want.
I didn't know that the two-year-old drive a train.
Okay, well that was uncalled for.
So here's the thing, buddy. We just want this train to get off at a abandoned station. If you don't mind just dropping off there, there'll be no problems. You get my drift?
Okay.
As I have both guns on him.
So yeah, he's like, all right, he says to you somewhat confidently, but with a hint of fear. His voice somewhat wavering, thinking that you have a loaded gun pointed at him. Yeah, it's best to keep him thinking that way.
Also, it's nothing personal, kid.
Yeah, sure. Look, usually I have a train commander to help me out with these sort of situations, but I think you just strung him up with rope.
Oh, that's who it was. Wow.
Yeah, you just, you sort of rodeoed the train commander.
You know how to stop this thing, right?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think you just stopping the train is gonna end well for you guys.
Well, I mean, it's a planet in motion. That's not disappointed because we're in a train.
Just a little bit frustrated and confused. It's like, why are you guys doing this? We're the sole protection of the Okarish tribes.
Oh, soul protection, huh? Oh, yeah. That's probably why most of our lands are stripped bare and we barely have enough food to feed our own people.
That shouldn't be right. We were doing supply runs for all of the tribes and cities. That was part of the agreement.
Yep, you're still very much young. You still believe in the faith of your empire. It's very adorable in a sense.
No, that's not right. We've been doing deliveries for you guys for months.
Well,
Where are the
first time I've
supplies
heard about
going
it.
then?
I don't know. You should probably take it up with your boss. As I kind of sort of point to his boss, like hanging from a wire outside.
just pointing outside. It's like, okay, that's fine. Just I'm gonna stop the train near a station, and I'm not gonna report you guys. You're not gonna shoot me, right?
Why would I shoot a kid?
I'm not a kid. I'm fucking 20.
You're gonna fool me.
Okay, fine. Why am I? You just sort of like pulls like the big red lever as you hear as the train starts to brake. It's like, can I at least know who is pointing a gun at me?
Let's just say it's one of the best bounty hunters in all the land.
Right. That would make me the best train engineer in the land, I suppose.
At least not the dumbest. I'll give you that.
Thanks, I guess.
Anyways, I should probably get going. It's been great chatting with you.
Thanks. You too? Just sort of looks like a little bit confused, like, this isn't part of the hostage playbook. So, is that all? Don't want to interrogate him anymore?
No, I've done my part.
So, you guys managed to go to an abandoned train. The train screeches to a halt on an obscure station platform. It doesn't even seem to be marked on any maps.
What exactly made you pick this spot?
So Demarco is like, it's the nearest station.
And do you have a way of us getting away?
Wasn't in the plan, but there's a road over there. Maybe go find a Rashid farmer or something like that.
Oh yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Not much of the big picture guy, are you?
I prefer one crisis at a time. This train station was not part of the plan. This was essentially just a panic. Stepping out, all seemed well until, from out of bushes, you see glints of metal barrels pointing out of the green.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Glint of metals popping out of the green. The Empire grunts quickly dismounting from their auto trucks and surrounding the two half-orcs. Demarco sheepishly puts his hands up in surrender.
I do the same. It's like, oh yeah, maybe we can ask them for directions.
Yeah, no, exactly. You feel your hands on your shoulders as your face is now on the floor. So, there you two are. Getting throned on the floor. So, this is definitely not part of the plan.
What now, genius?
These two grunts are essentially holding you down. Your hands feel on your shoulders, your face is on the floor. Two grunts are pinning you and Demarco down. Out of the corner of your eye, you see coattails and well-polished boots come to the center.
Oh.
Yep. Coattails and well-polished boots come to the center. A well-decorated elf comes into view, pursed lips in an unusual smirk. It was unmistakable now that this was the Sun Battalion's Lord Colonel Folomar Edward Doric, making a personal appearance. Well. The Zakari siblings, I presume. His hand was on the hilt of his sword, a wicked grin stretching from ear to ear. So you are the swamp scrags that have been picking at our supplies for months. First the storehouses, now a train. The Hyena Pack sure has stepped up in notoriety.
I'm guessing there's a part where you expect me to kiss your ass.
Clever. Very clever. Such wit. Start to see more grunts coming into view and move the captured Hyena Pack members into view. Seems like Doric knew about the heist all along. You see Demarco shrink at the revelation, somewhat embarrassed that he was found out. Amana, please roll a perception check.
I got you, fam. That's a 13.
Mm-hmm. Your eyes peer to the right side as you see a grunt trying to push through the crowd, making a beeline toward Lord Colonel Doric. He's like, excuse me, pardon me, sir, sort of like trying to push through. Doric just immediately going to Amana at her quip. It's like very, very Very clever. No, but now that I have finally... now that I have finally caught you, I will make sure that you receive a trial and rot in a prison cell for the rest of your... Doric's speech was interrupted, seeing a messenger getting his attention. He's like, yeah, yes, what is it? Can't you see I'm in the middle of... He remains silent as he listens to the grunt whispering in his ear about the message ribbon he just recently received. His face turned from a dumbfounded expression to a veiled rage. You see him just like sort of grinning and now starting to speak through his teeth. I have been informed that you are requested to appear before the Emperor, he says as he tries to sound out the words without popping a blood vessel.
Amana looks at, like, my brother very confused.
As a sign of goodwill, all crimes, previous and present, are to be pardoned, effective immediately. It will be my great honor to escort you to the next airship to the capital first thing in the evening. The guards sort of let you up, and some of them even sort of apologize. And he's like, oh, sorry about that.
Whatever.
Demarco, however, is still there.
Well, I'm not going on anywhere until my brother gets let go as well.
Well, that's just going to be a little bit of a problem, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure you can put up with the king.
Well, unfortunately...
Didn't he say all previous crimes have been admonished? Well, I mean, if I can be pardoned, why not my little brother? After all, I was the brains of this operation.
Roll a deception check, please.
Uh-huh. That's a 19.
That's a 9. Oh my god. No! Okay. Doric just sort of cuffs his chin, immediately angry, and is like, well, that may be the case, but the Emperor, I mean to say the Emperor, pardoned all of your crimes. He was not part of the deal. And unfortunately, you're in no position to negotiate. As soon as you two are arguing, out of the crowd, you see your father sort of...
Oh.
Sir! Just sort of running over here. It's like, sir, may I have permission to speak? Familiar voices here out of the crowd. Your father approaching Doric with the colonel giving a nod to go on. Put my boy in custody of Daozai Company. I will watch him and make sure that he repays his debt to the Sun Battalion. The elf ponders at this suggestion for a few moments, then walks up to Kondo's eyes leering at him. Fine. Permission granted. But if he acts out of line one more time, I will court-martial your entire family. Understood? Yes, sir. Kondo responds. They pick up Demarco as well. Rest of the grunts start to leave. The Hyena pack is still arrested. Fortunately, you don't have any ties with that. Fuck them! They just sort of start to walk by, as well as Doric, or as everybody calls him behind his back, Dorkic.
As he walks away, I just kind of yell, "At ease, Commander."
So Kondo is immediately going to just ignore you and grab Demarco by the ear, as Demarco is just like, ha, 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 ha.
Dad, wait.
He immediately just whips back at you and is like, I don't want to hear it! Whips his head, shouting back, I expected something like this from your brother, but not from you.
We weren't doing that just for the thrills of it, you know. We were actually trying to help our land.
I don't care.
Well,
the Emperor is calling you.
The parent.
No, the Emperor is calling you. So go. Just go. Behind your father's shouts, you can see a face that is filled with disappointment, but also a confliction to the loyalty of his family and his country. He leaves the rest of his company and your brother, leaving you all alone.
This better be good. As I decide to make my way towards the king's...
No, King, Emperor. So we're now into the aftermath section. The next few hours were just a blur to you. Muffled voices of arguing between your mother and father could be heard in the room next to you. Your attention is snapped forward in front of you as Doric opens a door of a Rashidless carriage and politely but firmly tells you to get in. I'm assuming you go in. You don't exactly have a choice.
Yeah, I give him a kind of a fuck you stare while I get in.
You two are now sitting in the carriage. The car ride being awkward is an understatement, as Doric's coughs broke the silence occasionally, not wanting to make small talk.
Feelings mutual.
Finally, the vehicle abruptly stops, arriving at the Sun Battalion Air Station. The sound of propeller engines fills the absence of sound. Over here, as you get out, you hear the voice of Doric behind you. It's Miss Zakari. Speaks to you between the half-opened glass of the automobile. I place a lot of trust and faith in the Emperor. I hope he did not make a mistake choosing you. The elf's final words as the autobus begins to move once again. The Empyrean soldier asking for you to hop on board the airship as it is docked on a ramp. The Empyrean grunt is just sort of asking you, like, this way, ma'am.
Oh, how courteous.
Grade A Empyrean hospitality. You go with him, as you also hear something behind you. A very familiar... Wait! Could be heard from the distance. Arms come around you from the back as Demarco embraces you from a hug from behind. Did you really think you can leave the Empire without saying goodbye?
Let me guess. Bomb talked Dad out of it, didn't she?
I'm still working, but I'm on break.
Well, I'm
also,
glad
I
you're
asked
okay.
really nicely. With, my eyes.
Well, I'd tell you to stay out of trouble, but you'll find a way to disobey me somehow.
Before you go, I wanted to give you this before you left. Here, take it, says with a cheeky grin, letting go of you as you properly say goodbye. In your open palm, he places a small doll, a stitched little stick figure that takes a resemblance to Demarco himself. Ta-da! It's me! No matter where you go, I will always be with you.
I'm acting like when a 2-year-old gives their mom like a drawing they made at school. This is really good. I'm
really good.
impressed.
Really impressed. I mean, it's a pretty well-made like little doll.
I'll keep it close to me.
I even made one of you. He just sort of holds up on his jacket pocket.
That's a little creepy.
Yes, well, that way we'll never be apart.
Come here. I give him one more little hug before I go.
I'm gonna miss you so much. Be careful, sister.
I won't be gone long, hopefully.
Famous last words. Demarco gives you one last hug as you board the airship. Seeing your family and home shrink on the horizon, a sense of hope and excitement fills the cabin as you head toward the capital of the Empire. And that's where it ends.